Martin County's Heritage Station.
Yabba Dabba Doo is right. Opinions expressed are those of the show host, not WSTU or Treasure Coast broadcasters. Any reproduction or reuse of this program without the expressed written consent of WSTU is strictly prohibited. And now, here's John Campion.
Say hi and bye, John, because we have a special guest in the house.
All right, Deb, I'll be as quick as I can. Hi, John Campion here, your happy host for Fun Fridays. Friday Fun actually is what we call it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's why we have Deb here and Frank, so they can exchange jokes. Can't tell the one I just told.
No, but thank you. I'm glad we did that off air. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's yeah. Anyways, glad to be here. What a beautiful day in Martin County.
What happened? What is that yellow thing in the sky today? I couldn't identify it.
I know it's been a while,
right?
But
I think it was blinking. It was in and out of the clouds, blinking on and off, like boom, boom. Here we go.
Yeah,
Let's see what tomorrow brings.
It was orange, officer.
Yeah.
Anyways, glad to be here. Thanks for tuning in, and we do have a special guest, and I will let Deb take it away.
All right. Okay.
Well, today we have a special guest, Miss Vicki Davis, a Martin County
Supervisor of Elections.
There
Thank
you
you.
go.
Thank you for the opportunity to be here.
Everybody's bud.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yes,
Yeah, you are.
Well, I appreciate that. We work very hard in the elections office to get it right so that we do have a positive reputation out in the community because I'm a sixth generation Floridian. I was not born in Martin County. I was born in Hardee County, but my family moved here in 1967 for two reasons. The first was my father was in produce all of his adult life, and Mr. Zarella, who had Zarella Farms, he grew cucumbers, cabbage.
Wow, yeah.
He asked Dad to manage his cucumber packing house. So that was one reason. The second reason was another agricultural reason. One of my mother's sisters, Mama was number 9 of 13 children.
Good God.
Wow,
And one of her sisters, just older than her, had a citrus shop in Lake Worth for many, many years. And Governor Burns, who only served a 2-year term as our governor, approached my aunt and asked her if she would consider piloting a citrus shop out on the Fort Pierce Plaza of the Turnpike for 6 months to see if it would be successful. It was so successful that
it's still there today.
Well, he opened them up on all 7 plazas on the Turnpike at that time. And we were out on the Turnpike for 15 and a half years. So I grew up
hitching rides and being on the Turnpike. And doing watermelons and apples and
oranges and grapefruit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So
no more
amazing.
Pineapples, though, huh?
No, not at that time.
No.
They were not, a popular commodity here.
Yeah.
That had already died out. There were still flower farms here in Martin County.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but not as many as there were back, in the 50s.
Right.
Wow.
When you go up and down the Turnpike now, they still say near their service plazas, orange juice.
Oh, yeah.
They have big orange juice signs.
Yep.
Florida orange juice is, and how healthy it is. And I don't know. I don't stop at the service plaza, so I don't know if they still do that inside.
No, they don't have the fresh juice inside. We had the fresh. We had the hand squeezed.
Right.
And then there were so many people stopping and buying the fresh juice. We had to go to an automatic squeezer, which was good as well.
You get $9 Starbucks there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Maybe they're 11 now. I don't know.
Could be.
Right. That's really amazing. I mean, to know the history of how it evolved down here.
Yes.
Yes.
That's just amazing. I mean,
well,
that's cool.
What's interesting to me is going back looking at my ancestry because Grandma and Granddaddy on Mama's side were pioneer settlers of the Kissimmee River in between Okeechobee and the Brighton Indian Reservation. So they had the 13 children, but they fostered a couple of the boys from the Indian Reservation. They're both passed now, but Stanlow Johns, he became the director of agriculture for the Brighton Reservation, and he would come to our family reunions, and yeah, just a lot of good. Josiah passed away, his cousin, Stanlow's cousin, a number of years ago. But yeah, just good.
Wow.
If you've read the book A Land Remembered,
Yes.
that's the way my grandparents lived.
Yeah,
So
that's such
they
a
lived
great-
off the land.
Wow. Isn't that
I'll
great?
tell you what, I when I read that, I was like, every time we drive up to Orlando, I'm looking out at the land going, how did they ever get through all that?
Mhm.
That's-
It was tough
It
times.
was
Yeah.
tough. I just got done clearing by hand 2 acres of land in Yeehaw. That was
Mhm.
mine. And no one could see how beautiful it was.
Mhm.
If I took machinery up there, it would have just plowed everything up. And
Sure.
so I went up every weekend for almost 2 years. I just sold it as a camping lot.
Mhm.
The people love it. I have a creek on it. I have a pond on it. I have wetlands in the back, and it's beautiful. I had an oak hammock on it.
Well, you were grubbing palmetto roots then,
Oh man,
pulling up. They're not easy
no,
to get out of the ground. Yeah.
nope. And it was just one little push lawnmower to give me 12 inches, and I went from there.
Mhm.
wow.
And I was up there, and Frank will attest, I was up there every weekend.
weekend.
And I came back every day because
Oh.
it's only an hour and
Yes,
15
it
minutes.
is. Yep.
But I had to have a
Frank was
cold,
going,
I had to
"Dang,
have
she
a
came
bath,
back."
Oh,
a shower, hot shower.
Were there pepper plants on that?
No, not
Pepper
a lot.
trees? No.
like the holly.
The
No, pepper-
but vines that grew up from the ground. and
Kudzu.
it's yeah.
Oh, you got kudzu
And
down here.
Oh, yeah.
I could swing from hammock to hammock, in the oaks because of the vines were so strong up in
Yeah.
the trees.
Yeah,
Mhm.
kudzu.
It sounds like Trapper Nelson.
I just remember
Mhm.
kudzu from I lived up in that Virginia, North Carolina
Right.
corridor
That
forever.
kudzu is everywhere. That kills things.
Oh, it does.
It
It'll
does.
kill a tree. Yeah, a big
it's strange.
adult
Yeah,
tree.
I
Yeah.
didn't have a lot of that.
Yeah, thankfully. Yeah.
Mhm.
Good. So Vicky is here for a special reason. This is really fun that,
Well, it's Friday Fun Day, right?
yes,
Right.
That's right.
absolutely.
That's why we got Vicky here.
That's it.
Hey,
but-
crack out that vine. No.
In March, which is just a few short weeks away,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
We've got a voting opportunity for our
Absolutely.
listeners.
Absolutely. March 19th is the upcoming presidential preference primary.
Mhm.
And every time we're out in the community, it never fails us during presidential years that people will make the comment, I'm not familiar with that primary. I've never voted in that primary. But this primary that's coming up is for the two major parties
Mhm.
to determine who their nominee will be on the November ballot. However, having said that,
Mhm.
the ballot for this upcoming election is only for registered Republicans. And that is because the Democratic Party only submitted to the state one name, and that was the name of the current president, Joe
Mhm.
Biden. So
There's no primary.
no primary for those who are
Democrats.
registered with the Democratic Party.
Right.
And we have many voters, over 26,000, who are registered with no party affiliation or one of the minor parties in Florida. So unless you change your party,
So that's exactly what I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
So how long before an election
mhm,
can you change parties? And then afterwards, can you change parties again?
yes.
Okay.
Florida statute says 29 days before an election, you can change your party. But after that 29th day, the books close.
All right.
And so if a voter does change their party, your question was, when can they change it back? Right after the election.
Okay.
Yeah, they can change back to their
The primary election. or the
It
election?
depends. It depends if they want to change back to their original party
Mhm.
to then vote in the primary in August under their original party.
Yeah.
They could do so right after the presidential primary,
Okay. All right.
or leave it in place until after the primary or the general, because it doesn't matter in the general
That's true.
how you're registered to vote.
Oh,
It's
fair
just for primaries. But Florida is a closed primary state. So that's why 29 days before election day, you must have your voter registration and party affiliation in place.
All right. And if you want to do early voting or vote by mail, we need to give you a call, right? Or-
Early voting, you don't have to notify us. You can
Okay.
just show up. We'll
Okay.
have 3 locations
Okay.
for these 2 primary
Mm-hmm.
elections. And they will be our office on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Stewart,
Mhm.
right off of Colorado.
Yep.
And the Hope Sound Library and the Indian Town Library. Then we'll expand those for the general election. Early for voting by mail, yes,
Mhm.
you have to contact us. Florida law changed. You could request for 2 election cycles. Now it's just for 1 election cycle.
Right. And so, okay. And so we need to get on our horse to get that done, right?
Yeah. The sooner the better, because we'll be our first mailing will go out February 8th, which
Mhm.
is just a few weeks away, like you
Right.
said, Frank.
Mhm. Mhm.
And voters can either call us at 288-5637 and request their vote by mail ballot, or go online to martinvotes.gov.
Okay.
Now, does that mail-in ballot,
Mhm.
I called, will that be good for this primary and the one in November for both of them? Or do I have to call in after March?
If you requested for all elections for this year, it goes from the March presidential preference primary, the August primary, and also the November election, November 5th.
So you're good to go then.
I am.
Yes, you should be.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
A woman who has made up her mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I just want to be able to vote. I get
We
vote
want
by
you to
mail, but I walk it in and I give
Mhm.
it to the elections office.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I don't mail it back.
Yeah. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
They feel much more confident that because we have that ballot,
I
that
put it
ballot's
in
going to
someone's
count.
hand.
Yes. Actually, we
No, it
yeah.
goes in the machine.
Well, it goes in the ballot box.
Right.
Yes. The drop box, which is now called, according to Florida law, a secure ballot intake station.
An intake station. I love it. Okay.
At SBIS.
Yes.
And that's exactly what
The
it's
acronym.
referred to.
Okay.
SIBIS.
SIBIS.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Everything's got to
funny.
be
SIBS.
acronyms. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, man. Can you remember that, Frank?
No.
SIBIS.
Sure. Why not?
Why not?
I'd hate to be in your office and someone has Alzheimer's and they're calling you every day to get their ballot renewed.
Well, they don't do that. But what we do have happen every election cycle is individuals will request their ballot, we'll mail it to them. They get it, they vote it, they either bring it in or put it right back in the mail to us. Then as we get closer into the election, because ballots go out 40 days before election day, the first mailing, they forget that they voted it.
Oh.
So then they'll come in to vote early, or they'll show up on election day, and we have to go and pull their envelope so that they can see their signature and
Wow.
and know that we did receive their voted ballot.
Right.
What's fun though is when they ask, "Well, how did I vote?" And they're like,
Great.
"I have no idea.
No, that's right.
I
That's-
can't know."
So when do we count the balloted
Mhm.
early votes? How did they get counted at the same time we count the regular votes, or are they
No.
counted ahead of time?
Yes, they are. If a voter votes by mail, we receive that ballot in-house. We're required by statute to verify the signature on that ballot envelope with the signature in our database. They go into our vault, the voted ballots,
Okay.
and into bins. And when that bin is filled, they're sealed up with a number seal number that's verified when it goes to canvassing board. Canvassing board in Martin County, we start about 2 weeks before election day, 10 days to 2 weeks before, depending on the election, tabulating.
Mhm.
That tabulation room goes into lockdown. Only myself and my chief deputy have access to that room. So the numbers, the totals are in the high-speed tabulators. We will not know what those numbers are until 7 p.m. on election night. Early vote totals, they're in those DS200 scanners. We don't know those also until 7 p.m. on election night. But according to Florida statute, we are required by law to transmit early vote totals and vote by mail totals to the Division of Elections 30 minutes after the polls close. So if you're watching our website on election night, those are the first totals you're going to see go out for early and vote by mails.
And that's Martin Votes.
martinvotes.gov.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So yeah, it's fun to, I hear it's fun. I'm not out there
Yeah,
watching the website because
Right.
we're very busy, but we're getting in the precinct results and getting those out as well. But people love being able to watch that live stream in.
So observers, tell me about observers.
Mhm.
What's the story on that? Do they are they involved in the primaries as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we have observers throughout the election cycle.
Mhm.
Any time the canvassing board, which is made up of 3 individuals by statute, a county judge, who is Judge Kathleen Roberts,
Mhm.
a county commissioner, who this time it's Stacey Hetherington,
Okay.
with the alternate of Sarah Hurd, because the 3 guys are up for re-election, so they can't participate.
Ah.
And then myself as supervisor of election, unless I were to be on the ballot. And then one of the alternates would take my
I'd
place.
vote for you.
Oh, thank you, John. I appreciate that. This
I'm
is my
voting.
20th year
That's
in
amazing.
doing this job. But
God bless you.
I remember your first year.
yes,
I mean, I
yes,
remember
you
that.
were a supporter from the very
Yeah,
beginning.
Yeah.
Yes, thank
That's-
you for
And
that.
neither one of you look a day over 20 years older.
I know. I think
You're
you guys
very
are getting
kind.
younger, you know?
You're very
Yeah, right.
kind.
Aw.
I have a customer or client that comes in, and his daughter is on the West Coast, down by Naples,
Okay,
and she's supervisor of elections. And
that's
she's,
Melissa.
And she's up for. She has to run.
Yes,
this
she
year.
does.
And he says she'll make it. He gave me all the reasons why because the other 2 have never done it. She's
Right.
been there a long time, and people know her. And I just want to wish her well.
It's such a small world because I am her mentor.
Aw.
Yes. Our association, when we have new supervisors, and Melissa was appointed by the governor because her predecessor, a good friend of mine, Jennifer Edwards, retired early. And so there was a vacancy, and Melissa Blazier was Jennifer's chief deputy. And Jennifer asked the governor to consider appointing Melissa, which he did. And our association appoints a supervisor who's been in office to mentor. So I am Melissa's mentor.
Oh,
Aw.
wonderful.
Mhm.
But
it's
her
a
dad,
small world.
I can't tell
It
you,
is.
her dad is so proud of her.
Oh, he should be. She's a sweetheart. And
Yeah.
she knows that job. She's doing a great
Isn't
job.
it a small world?
It is a small
How would I
world.
know that? You know, what
I know.
mean?
I know.
And
It's
you
at
would be
7
the mentor.
degrees.
I think
And
she
I would be
made
the
6 degrees of separation,
Right?
is it?
Yeah, 6 or 7 or whatever the
Yeah.
magic
6 and a
number.
half in
Yeah,
this case.
6.7. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, there you go, Frank. God, I knew you knew it. Tigers fan who knows something. It's
Oh
amazing.
my God. Well, yeah. So it's a good year to be a Lions fan, and
Well,
we got a game
Yeah,
coming
don't,
up this
don't
weekend.
digress with our audience.
Yeah. We got a game coming up, so yeah, we're
It's
looking
a good
for-
year to vote too.
It is.
It's a
It is.
very
a
good
good
Every
year.
year,
It's-
every time there's a time
it-
to vote, it's a good year to vote.
And it's
Right.
such an important
Mm.
time to vote too. And I really want to emphasize the fact that the August primary is a very important election. voters need to get out and vote because a lot of our local elections are decided in that August primary
I
election.
bet this could be our.
Yes.
All
So we
right.
have 3 commissioners up for reelection.
Okay,
Wow.
you're on the air.
Hi, what's up?
Hello. Hello.
Anybody there?
WSCU?
Yes, WSTU. You're on the air.
Oh, we're on the air.
Yes. I just said that.
Oh, I'm sorry. We
Why?
just wanted to say happy holiday to Deb. We'll talk to her later.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Fair enough. All
Thank
right.
you.
It's,
All right,
it's
thanks.
it's the Deb fan club.
Aw.
That's great.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. All right.
I think it sounded like a loyal listener, huh?
Yeah,
It could
have
be.
been.
Yeah.
Could be because
Could be.
these guys, what you had a show for 13 years?
Oh,
Yep.
we
guys did?
yeah. So yeah,
So this
COVID
is-
got in the way, but
this
we're
is
back.
2.0.
Yeah, Frank was for 13 years, he was my radio husband. Now it's been 4 weeks. We had a sabbatical and now it's back.
Yeah, right.
Aw.
He's
The
back.
magic is back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
There you
magic
go.
is back.
Oh,
That's
that's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, Vicky, 20 years. I mean, there's not too many people in the state can say that, can they?
Well, 20 years. There are a number of us who have been in, but the attrition has really increased over
Yeah, they're all
over the
old
past
maids.
4
You
years.
know, we got you. We're so lucky. We are.
Really,
Uh,
especially after the Bush v. Gore election, totally revamped things.
It did.
Right?
It really did. I was not in office at that point,
That's
but I
right.
followed it very closely.
Yeah.
And because of the 2000 election,
Mhm.
a lot of changes took place. In-
That the hanging Chads.
That was the year of the hanging chads.
Yes.
And
That's Palm Beach County. Just they're not throwing anybody under a bus, but it's
Right. but that's where it originated.
Yes,
You're
yes.
correct.
Yeah.
But in Martin County, I don't know if any of you voted in Martin County in
wasn't
the
here yet.
election of 2000.
I did.
I
But-
was.
I did.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the majority of our voters voted in person
Yes.
in 2000. And it was the old lever machines where you
Yes,
would walk
right.
into that booth.
Yeah.
Remember, pull that red lever
Right.
up at the top and it
Curtain.
would close the curtain behind you. And
Yep.
then you would pull the levers to make your selections.
I had no problem with that.
No,
Yeah.
no.
No,
but
I didn't either.
but they were decertified
Yeah.
after the 2000 election. So equipment changed
Mhm.
throughout the state of Florida and throughout the United States.
Mhm.
And there were many changes that did take place. But I've seen a lot of changes in the 20 years, almost 20 years now that I've been doing this job.
So it's always gratifying for me on election night to watch the results come in.
Mhm.
And Martin County is always like one of the first to, and we got a lot of votes to count.
Mhm.
And we get it done. It's done cleanly. There's never any issues. It's just so refreshing, especially with you hear all the nonsense that goes on across the country. And so I don't know, maybe the other supervisors of elections need to take a little 101 class from Vicki Davis. and
Well,
figure-
that's very kind, Frank. But
Yes,
actually, I think Florida has come a very long
Really?
way, the whole state, entire
yes.
state, since the election of 2000. We've worked
Mhm.
extremely hard
yes.
to really professionalize this job.
Mhm,
It is a profession,
You bet.
professional position that we
Mhm.
hold.
mhm.
And in fact, Jennifer Edwards and myself, we co-chaired and started a program for all of our supervisors of elections in the state of Florida, plus staff. It's called the Florida Certified Election Program, Certified Election Professional Program.
Hmm.
And it's comprised of 30 core classes that you have to take. And if you complete all 30 of those, you become a master certified election professional in the state of Florida. Yes. So Melissa was involved in that as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Deb, that's a little bit different than master of your domain.
Well, I had to go through,
on
but
that note,
but I had to go through the hair fashion committee in Florida to do the same thing, to jump hoops, to do everything, to become the hairdresser of the state of Florida for 1983.
Ooh, excellent.
And I
Is that
did
right?
Good for you.
I believe it. I believe it.
I did that. And I had to jump hoops and teach classes and mentor people and do all that way back when.
All right. Good on you.
Are we
Okay,
taking a break?
we are our regulation timeout, but we'll be right back with much more of this fun and
Don't
frivolity.
go away. There's more fun.
That's
Got more
right.
red flags to throw.
Okay, we'll be right back. Stick with us.
For more than 30 years, European Kitchen and Bath has been providing the highest quality kitchen and bath products to their customers on the Treasure Coast. Designer fixtures and quality products at affordable prices. So whatever you need, a new sink and faucet to upgrade your current kitchen or bath, or if you're planning a full 100% makeover, European Kitchen and Bath will help you from start to finish. European Kitchen and Bath, serving the entire Treasure Coast. Visit their website, EuropeanSync.com. We're eating and growing fewer apricots in the U.S. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
Produce safety inspections are here. They're your farm with a free on-farm readiness review. Contact us today at fdacs.gov/OFRR. That's FDACS.gov/OFRR to schedule. Introducing the All In for Citrus podcast, the monthly series with research project updates from the UF IFAS statewide citrus team. Listen to the latest episode by searching All In for Citrus on iTunes, your favorite podcasting application, or at citrusindustry.net.
This is my farm, and on it I'm raising corn. I'm raising soybeans, and sometimes wheat. I'm raising chickens, and a few horses. I'm raising catfish and crappies down at the pond. But above all that, before everything else, I'm raising my kids.
You're a parent first, farmer second. Do all you can to make your farm safe for children. Visit cultivatesafety.org for help protecting the most important thing you will ever raise.
Data from USDA's Economic Research Service shows U.S. apricot production is declining significantly. The production has been decreasing since the 1990s in response to falling U.S. consumption, especially for processed apricots. Commercial production is concentrated on the West Coast, with California representing 90% of apricot production in 2023. The U.S. apricot industry has experienced a long-term downward trend in bearing acreage, falling 62% over the last 20 years. Growing competition from imports of processed apricot products and the general increase in consumption for all fruit have encouraged growers to divert more of their acreage to higher valued commodities, resulting in fewer bearing acres of apricots and shifts in use. The downward trend in production has coincided with a decrease in the share of apricots used in the processing market. I'm Sabrina Halverson for the Southeast AgNet.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jupiter, and Indiantown, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Are we back?
We are back just when you thought it was safe. They're back. So today is January 12th, and on this date in history,
We're going to vote.
yes, in
Count
1737,
me in.
John Hancock, born January 12th, 1737, was a Boston merchant. And so a fun little aside is that when he signed the Declaration of Independence, he was the first to sign the document. And when he did, he said, "Here, His Majesty can now read my name without his glasses, and he can double the reward on my head. Here's my signature.
Yeah.
Take that,
As big as
King
See if
George."
you can squeeze in the other
Right.
14 signatures.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty
So-
amazing.
And I was privileged, I guess that's the best word choice, to actually picture frame a document that was penned by John Hancock and was presented to me, and they asked me to do the framing work. So, and I had a chance to actually to touch that document, right?
Yes.
So that was wow.
yeah.
It wasn't one of their what insurance policies that you got that you had
Yeah.
to do because John Hancock is all about insurance.
Well, it could have been.
Could've
I
been,
did get
yeah.
some insurance that year, so I don't know what happened, but yeah. It could-
Remember that? That
Sure.
John Hancock, and he'd put his stamp on it.
Yeah,
It'd be on TV.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, Vicky, let me ask you, what
Sure.
is, I know these are, I can't, there's some things that we can't ask you here.
Well, I'll
I'm
tell
not
you
gonna-
if I can't answer it. I have to
but,
remain nonpartisan.
All right. Next question. Frank, it's your turn. No, it's just, my mom and dad passed in 15. And so I know Peggy would have been rolling around the next election,
Mhm.
because I think they had 12 candidates for her party debating. And I know that she would have gone, what? And so,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
now they were down to 2 the other night.
Yes.
And I forgot to watch it. I know you probably watched it, Frank.
Yeah.
No.
I'm getting to the point where
Yeah.
I watched the
I'll see the highlights on the
highlights,
news
yeah.
because I'm not going to go up there and,
The
and watch them.
highlights.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
the highlights.
Or
They
the- or
just
the
pick out
lowlights.
the Reader's Digest version and give
right,
it to
they,
you.
they
Right.
show little clips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the little
Okay.
condensed version. Yeah, because otherwise it's painful sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. I reach a point with the news where I just stop watching.
Yeah. Well, that's
because
that's a policy over at our house. My
Mhm.
wife, I'll watch the local,
Mhm.
Mm.
but
Yeah.
then
You
now
get to
they're-
watch the Flintstones,
Yeah.
and she
Yabba dabba
watches
doo.
Fox.
that was my dad would have Fox News on as loud as it would go, and he'd be asleep.
Yeah. Bless his heart.
Yeah, but no, our family doesn't watch the news except for me. I watch the local news,
Mhm.
and then I'll try to slide in a Nora O'Donnell or a David Muir or whatever. But
Sure.
it's
Well, you do want to stay
a little
you know,
bit. Got to know a couple
up to speed,
things,
right?
Yeah,
Right. But with the job I'm in, the position I'm in, it is considered, and I'm conducting elections. My job is to register voters and maintain the voter
you don't go home
registration
and
database.
scream in the closet or anything.
No,
when you get
no.
home.
And
Quit
to
doing
conduct
that.
elections.
She drinks a bottle of wine like everyone
yeah,
else.
I just listen to those that come in and scream at me.
Pinot, Pinot, Cabernet.
And if they start
Chardonnay.
screaming at my staff, I'm like, oh, I'll take that one.
Yeah, there you
know.
go. Yep, absolutely.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I know about those.
That's a wonderful supervisor to do that.
Well,
And
they're not
I-
paid
people
enough
don't
to do
realize They're when
Take
you
that.
get mad at someone, you're yelling at the person, not exactly that you're the person wrong, but it's the person in front of you.
that. Right. And really all they want to do is vent. They want someone to listen to
Right.
them, and I listen and try to work out their issue with them as much as I can.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to go over and yell at you one day and see how you
All
handle
right,
it.
come on
Yeah,
over.
Yeah.
Come
And
take a tour.
she'll throw some chads at you while you're there.
That's those aren't hanging here.
Yeah,
anymore.
right.
You know where they are, seriously. All of those ballots from
Yeah.
the 2000 election
Yeah.
from Palm Beach County are in storage
Yes.
at the Secretary of State's office in Tallahassee. They're in a vault.
Still to this
Yes.
day.
Yes.
Why?
Because they're a part of history.
That,
Just like your John Hancock
Right.
was a part of history.
Yeah.
You got to touch history.
yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Hmm.
All right.
Okay,
Yep.
Frank.
Yep.
So now you can send Deb up to Tallahassee to check those chads. You need a chad check.
There's some poor guy named Chad hanging from the rafters,
Yeah,
right?
I know a Chad. I know a Chad here in town. He's a good cabinet builder.
There you go.
I know he's not
Oh,
listening
God.
to us right now, but
Well, it's funny because I've read articles or heard statements made that after the election of 2000 and all of the jokes about the hanging chads,
Right.
that name decreased.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, they-
for naming newborn children,
right,
know.
right. Yeah,
Right.
there you go.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just remember that 2000 election. I was in a hotel in Atlantic City, and I lived in Nashville at the
Mm.
time. So
Mhm.
I just remember.
And that's the same year we thought the computers were going to stop everything
Yeah.
was going to stop. People were stockpiling
Oh,
food
my
and
God.
going underground.
Yes.
It
You're
was there.
right.
A lot happened
You're
in
right,
Yeah,
Jeff.
you remember
Y2A,
you-
Y2O.
Y2K.
Y2K. That's right. hmm
Yes, it had,
Y2O.
yeah, but like H2O. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
right.
it was. But
That's
yeah.
why you keep me here.
She keeps things lively.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. Microsoft sold software patches. Man,
Mhm.
that was a big
Software
do.
patches.
yeah for your
So your-
computer.
So it wouldn't crash.
So your computer, yeah.
Boy,
because-
you might have been doing some. Oh yeah, you weren't here. You weren't here yet.
No,
You didn't.
I
have
was
to
on
worry
school
about-
board at that time.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But
Well,
I'm
you had to
sure
worry
they
about
Yeah,
some
yeah,
other computers.
Yeah.
they were worried that electrical power plants would stop working
Yes.
and all kinds of
Mhm.
fear
Yeah.
was being propagated.
I
Yes.
drove home from Newport News to
Hmm.
Nashville on New Year's Eve
Hmm.
in 13 hours,
Wow.
which was a record. My wife was sick with a Ziploc bag in the front.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I just decided to put the pedal to the metal. The kids were in the back,
Yeah.
watching videos on the TV we had plugged into the lighter.
Mhm.
Right, as you do.
Yeah,
right.
Well, it was only 24 years ago, right?
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in a milk crate it was funny. But anyways, made it back
Yeah.
before the fireworks. It was pretty cool. But anyways, I digress as I always do.
It was fun.
So
Fun to
what
hear those
else? What
memories.
else can we talk about here? We've got all these. We got the polling.
It's time to
locations.
sign up and vote. If you are a new resident in Martin
No,
County,
I'm ready.
Bring your address down. It's time to sign up.
That's true.
So yeah. So what? Yeah. What is?
Pick a party or non-party
Mhm.
and do the right thing for our county.
Right. And what's really important for the elections, I was saying it at break time, that the August primary election is really, really an important election for our local people to get out and cast a vote, because those local races on the ballot are decided many times in the primary election. They don't go on to the November general ballot. So our county commission races, school board races, all 5 of us as constitutional officers are up for re-election this year. If we have no opposition, knock on wood, we won't appear on the ballot, but important races are decided in the primary.
That's
in
true.
August.
And if you are registered in the county and your commissioner is one party and you want to vote them out or you want to vote them in, it might behoove you to register in that party just for that election so that you can vote the way you need to vote to get the person in or out.
Well, Florida is a close primary state. So when you go in to vote in a primary election, you are handed a ballot that coordinates with your party affiliation. So,
Right.
yes.
So you need to change your party beforehand, 29 days
29 days.
beforehand, so that if you like your commissioner wherever he's at in one of our districts, then he's in your party, then fine. But if not, change it. You can go back to whatever party you want to be afterwards, but this is the only way you're going to get them out or in.
Okay.
That's interesting. That's a
And
good
I've
way
done
to look
that.
at it. Okay.
It took me years to figure out that I had to change my party's affiliate to do what I needed locally. More so because it starts on the local level.
We do have a number of local voters that do come in and change their party prior to a primary election and then change it back in order to participate, because a lot of times it's just one party,
right,
mainly that is on the ballot.
Right.
Or you have a party that splits the vote. There's 3 that are running. So no one's going to get the full vote. So they split the vote, and then you still can't do anything.
Yeah. If it's another party or a write-in candidate, then say we have 2 Republicans that file for, you've mentioned county commission race, for a county commission race, and then you have another party or a write-in candidate that files for that same commission seat. Then there are just the 2 Republican candidates on the ballot, and then they would go onto the general ballot to face off with the write-in or the other party candidate.
Okay.
So, yes, and there's a little caveat in Florida law too, that if you only have candidates of the same party in a race, and it's a partisan race, that race will appear on every ballot style. So you may have and we've had it a number of times, a Republican county commission race on a Democratic ballot and the nonpartisan ballot as
okay.
well. It becomes a universal primary
good to know.
contest. Yes.
Mhm.
God, I hope someone's taking notes here. Other than,
We'll ask you questions later.
oh, good.
There'll be a test later.
Yeah, that's what I really need.
Yeah.
I'm
Florida
pretty
law
bad.
is very,
Florida.
It's Florida statutes 97 through 106 is all election law. That's our election Bible.
And you have to know
If
it
you will.
frontwards and backwards.
Yeah, you do
All
pretty
right.
much.
All right, we'll be right back, so stick with us.
For more than 30 years, European Kitchen and Bath has been providing the highest quality kitchen and bath products to their customers on the Treasure Coast. Designer fixtures and quality products at affordable prices. So whatever you need, a new sink and faucet to upgrade your current kitchen or bath, or if you're planning a full 100% makeover, European Kitchen and Bath will help you from start to finish. European Kitchen and Bath, serving the entire Treasure Coast. Visit their website, EuropeanSink.com.
As a family-owned business for over 15 years, Crown Car Care's top priority is to build relationships with customers while keeping their vehicles safe and dependable. Fixing your car right the first time is their passion and mission. Crown has the skilled master mechanics and business know-how that will put a smile on your face without putting a dent in your wallet. Call Crown Car Care for the finest in automotive service and repair at 772-781-8000 or
Stop by Crown Car Care, Martin Highway in Palm City, or Cove Road in Stewart.
It's time for WPTV's First Alert Weather from the WPTV News Channel 5 newsroom. Now with 7 meteorologists covering the Treasure and Gold Coasts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now here's WPTV's First Alert meteorologist.
Hey there, everyone. Steve Villanueva here. Tonight, a front approaches, and that's going to bring us some wet weather by daybreak. For the weekend, we're mostly cloudy both Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures dropping back down into the lower 70s. And in fact, we could pick up some locally heavy rainfall Saturday night into Sunday. So definitely keep those umbrellas around as we head into your weekend. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Steve Villanueva for WSTU 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
All right, and we are back.
We are back.
Yes. And did you know the first public museum in America was established on this date in Charleston, South Carolina in 1773? 1906, on this date, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed above 100 for the first time. So,
I guess they won't have any corrections, huh?
No.
Back then.
Yeah, no.
Has it made it up there yet?
Well,
since then?
yeah, I think just a tad. In 1915, on this date, Congress established the Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado. And in 1932, on this date, Haiti W. Caraway of Arkansas became the first woman elected to the U.S. Senate.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
Haiti? And
H-A-T-T-I,
Yeah.
Haiti, right?
Hattie.
Yeah.
Hattie.
Hattie, I'm
That's
sorry.
that's a typical, real southern Mississippi
There
Got
you
it.
go.
Right.
name.
Sure.
Hattie.
Hattie.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Misspoke. And a devastating earthquake struck Haiti, triggering a massive U.S. relief effort in the year 2010. Happened on
Yeah.
this date.
I was going to say, if you said 1920, it started
And
back
they're probably
then.
still digging their way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
yeah.
this day.
It's
All right.
it's a
Well, that
sad
is
state of affairs there, that's for sure.
this date in history.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
some interesting things.
Well,
Yes.
yeah. And you found him, Frank.
That's what I do.
That's what I do. You do a good job, my friend. That's why you're Big Frank
Yeah.
Mezapel.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to queue up the Big John for you next week.
Yeah, there we go.
Don't forget about the boat show.
Oh yeah, this
Oh,
week
Road
yeah.
closures.
Yeah. So if you're wondering why traffic is a little difficult these days, it's not necessarily because we have a lot of visitors.
People moving here and living here now and snowbirds. No, it's the boat show.
Oh, quit
The
your
boat show.
complaining.
The boat
No, it's
show.
all good.
The boat show closes the Roosevelt Bridge, the old Roosevelt Bridge, and it redirects traffic parts elsewhere, and it gets a little snarled. Is the best way to
Indian River Drive is slam packed.
Yeah.
So is 707 in front of the shop. I mean, and I'm on between both of those. And then going down US 1, forget about it.
Forget
Really?
about it.
Forget about it.
What's that in Jensen?
Going up US 1, when you're on top of the bridge, you can look all the way to Port St. Lucie, and there's not an open spot.
Right. Just tail. And if you do it at night, I love it at sunset when you see all just red tail lights
Right.
going towards the mall.
All the way up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's all right.
How long's the Stewart Boat Show been going on?
Oh, for years. I couldn't
What
even
is it,
begin
20,
to imagine.
23 years? 24 years?
Quite a few years.
Well, they need to move it 1 week because they usually have it when it's raining or cold.
I said the same thing. They need to do it at the beginning of February.
I think last year it was decent for the first time, I think. And I have to apologize to the boat people.
Yeah.
I grew up a boat guy up in Michigan, as
Of
you know,
course,
Frank.
yeah.
I grew up on Lake Michigan. And so I, come down here, and every day that we got to go over the Palm City Bridge or something, my wife and I just go, oh, this is, I'm not going to get a boat unless I can put it in my backyard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to trail.
The best day you buy a boat is what?
Yeah.
The first 2 times.
I did that with a 66 Chevy Impala.
The day you buy it and the day you sell it. Yep.
Yeah, the best day that my wife knew it wasn't in the garage anymore. That was a big car.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I had one.
Yep.
It was
fun.
It was fun.
My
to
mom
watch it.
had one. Yeah, we had fun with that one. That one kept Todd Harris in business at Crown Car Care.
Yes.
Every month it was like
There's always something.
Let's throw another 1,000 at it. What the heck?
Well, nothing lasts. Everything breaks.
That's it.
So
it sits there. Anyways, again, sorry about that.
That's all right.
No.
Now, if we told you all the things going on with us, it would be like, wow, I'm missing a lot over there at the elections. No, that's the happening place. What I like is I like coming over there and early voting.
Yes.
I like walking in. I just like the way it all turns out. You've done it, and you're done.
And you feel good when you leave with that I voted sticker,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yes, you do.
And there's something really special. I should have brought you all. I'll give some to
roll
Frank
of
for next
stickers?
week.
A new voter's registration card?
No, it's a little I voted pin that matches our specialized, customized I voted sticker for this year. It was designed by last year. She was an 11th grader at South Fork High School, so she's a senior this year. So in 2022, we had a different customized sticker.
Can we stop by and get one?
You can.
Okay.
You can. Just see me because you're special,
Oh.
and I have to get it out of a special place.
Deb, the thing she might say to you is, I remember you being a lot taller. That's one of my favorite things to do to somebody. I remember you were a lot taller.
Weren't you taller?
Never
Yeah.
met him before.
My daughter did that to me the other day. We happened to be at the same gym working out, just coincidentally, right? We bumped into each other there. And she said to me, she says, how tall are you, Dad? And I said, well, I don't know. I was probably a 5'6". That's what it says on my driver's license. She looked at me, she says, no, not anymore.
That ain't fair.
Don't you hate when
No,
that happens?
I love it when they ask you the weight. I mean, you don't have a problem doing that, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
my
guess
my
so.
son's always after. He tells me I have a Buddha belly. So.
Oh, please.
Oh, come on, Frank.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's all
Frank,
right.
I am sorry for picking on you.
It's
Oh,
okay.
don't be sorry.
No.
He's used to it.
Yeah.
You're next. What do you mean?
That's okay. I have broad shoulders.
It's your turn in the barrel, right?
You do. That's
Oh,
right.
Lordy, Lordy.
We won't pick on you.
Oh, no, you're a fun group. It's all in good
fun. Yeah, you
good
bet.
fun.
Yeah, that's right.
I do
That's
want
right.
to send a shout out to Palm City Charlie.
Yeah.
He stopped in the shop today, him and his lovely wife. They're traveling. They're going to go traveling, I presume. And that's what they talked about.
Right.
Introduced, and they were very, very nice. Now I have a face
to go with
the
voice.
voice.
Oh, you had never met him before.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you should have warned me, John.
Well,
It's thanks.
I don't you remember when I said, remember this face?
I never saw it. So
Yeah,
today I
right,
got to
right.
see it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
right.
great. Okay.
So what are you guys doing this weekend? Anything exciting?
Oh, there he is. Oh, that's your phone. Oh, yeah. Never mind.
That's Tiffany
That's probably
telling her,
Tiff.
take your vitamins.
Yeah, right. Take your orange peel vitamins.
Right.
Do I have to suck the chocolate off them first? No, this weekend. What do you do on the weekend?
Well, tomorrow I have a busy day. I have to speak to a group of women at 10 in the morning. When I finish speaking to that group, Kiri and I, you know Kiri, she's been my outreach coordinator, now assistant chief deputy. I'll leave there, run to Murray Middle School for our oldest grandson's basketball game.
Sweet.
And then 3:15 in the afternoon tomorrow, his younger brother, who is 11, he has a basketball game at Hidden Oaks Middle School.
Okay.
And then Monday, the office is closed, but we have the Martin Luther King Jr. Parade that we'll be in.
Oh,
so we'll participate in it.
Very
Yeah,
good. We got a caller
It's a busy weekend.
on our newsmaker line.
We do.
Go ahead, caller. You only got to.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, Frank. I know we're wayward. I'm with my wife. We met Debbie today.
Oh, very
Debbie
good.
there with John?
Yeah, and Vicky's
Yeah.
in the house too. Sure. Yes. Go ahead.
And Deb.
Yeah.
All right. We went out to Asian Fusion for dinner.
Oh, very good.
Darn, they opened at 5. I said, I almost went outside and called you. We're going home, and my wife called. We have hands free. We're safe drivers, guys.
Yes. Yeah, good.
Sure you are.
All right.
Good.
All right. Well, very
All
good.
right,
Well, thanks for calling.
We're going to catch you next week for sure. I promise.
Okay. Fair
I'll be on
enough.
time, John.
It was nice to meet you today, both of you.
Yeah, Charlie. It was nice for you to meet Debbie.
All right. And we gotta go.
right.
Bye.
All right. See you later.
That was fun. Let's do that again.
All right. We'll do this again next week right here on WSTU Friday Fun Day.
Ciao for now.
Hee hee.